Hi, I'm Barry Winfield with SmartCycleShopper.com. We're out here riding Ducati's new Multistrada S, which is the new flagship of the Multistrada range. This one is equipped with all the bells and whistles. It's the top of the line, costs about 20 grand. It has revolutionary, personality-altering componentry on it that enables it to shift from an enduro rider to a sport bike in just the touch of a button. By pressing this button on the handlebar here on the left side, you can change the setup menu. There's the load, and it gives you the option of a single passenger, passenger with luggage, two passengers, or two passengers with luggage. Currently the setup is on Sport, which is maximum suspension control, all the power, which is 150 horsepower, and about halfway up through the traction control menu in terms of intervention level. But if I want to change it, I can just toggle through here, select Touring, which gives you a softer ride, changes the engine response rate so it's got a bit of a softer feel for just riding around on vacation or whatever. And you can see from that display there, you can select Urban, which is just riding around town and reduced power. Go to Enduro, where you can be riding on the dirt, but that setting includes traction control, which is not at a very high level of intervention, so you can actually slide the bike around a bit. We'll just leave it on Sport. Right here we have the nice expensive Öhlins front fork with the electronic damper switching control. Beautiful gold color, that's what sets it apart from lesser Multistradas. It's got this kind of beaky look with the air induction system here that was fairly controversial when it was first shown, but people have come to like the look of it, and I find it actually grows on me quite well too. All of this carbon fiber stuff that you see on this comes with the S. The S version with all of this electronic stuff also comes as a touring model. This is the sport version of the S, just to get really confusing. The touring version comes with hard bags, and I believe they delete a lot of the carbon fiber stuff on the bike. The motor we have here is the 1198cc Testa Stretta engine, which is basically straight out of the sport bike. It's a liquid-cooled version. This one's been recammed for its role in this bike. It makes less power than the Superbike does, but of course it's a lot more flexible and has a lot more torque. It's a fairly clanky old thing at idle sometimes, but it is a very efficient way to control valve events, so we're not going to knock it. It has this kind of shorty exhaust system on here, very deliberate design, because they wanted to make sure that the pipes would not interfere with the modular luggage that comes with the touring version of this. So when you get the luggage, which just slips on into this hole in the frame, there's no problem with it fouling the pipes. This mudguard type treatment on the back end is a very typical sort of European adventure tourer feat. It's actually pretty smart in the way that it stops this spray coming off the back wheel from going high in the air and spraying all over everybody else. There's a little bit of underseat storage that you can access from this keyhole over here. That's why the key fob in this otherwise keyless system actually has a little flick out switchblade like key blade that comes out. The windshield is height adjustable. It's not powered, so you have to do it manually by undoing these two little pinch nuts here, and then you can just move the screen up and down as you want it until you reach a comfortable level, and you just tighten it up again. Great thing about Multistrada as compared to all the other Ducati sport bikes is it has mirrors you can actually see out of. The other ones are famously bad at actually getting any rearward vision, and although these vibrate a little, you can at least get a decent picture of what's behind you. About the only thing that I don't like, and this is fairly typical of Italian bikes, is if you're running at a very small throttle opening, trying to maintain a sort of a low, constant speed, doesn't seem to be able to carburate cleanly like that. I don't know what it is about Italians. They either like to be accelerating or on the brakes. But other than that, I mean, it's very clean, the response is great. There's plenty of torque. I mean, it'll pull your arms off in the mid-range. You never need a downshift to pass people on the freeway. You can just turn it on and roar past them. There's a belief that people in Europe are moving away from sport bikes to motorcycles more like this one all of the time, and you can see why. The bike's really easy to ride, apart from the fairly high seat height, which is even high for me, and I'm 6'5". The controls are real easy. There's plenty of leverage at the bars. There's that beautifully linear, flexible power delivery. The transmission is kind of smooth and quite positive. The brakes, these Brembo brakes or the monoblock calipers, are fabulous. You have to actually be careful how much pressure you put on at the lever. But fortunately with this one you've got ABS anyway, so that ought to save your bacon if you do one of those gigantic panic grabs at the brake. It's a fantastic bike to ride around in the city because it's so maneuverable. The width is okay for you to go through traffic if you're allowed to share lanes like we are in California. And then when you get out into the mountains, you can put it in sport mode, and the bike even handles like a sport bike. It's got bags of clearance on both sides. You can get massive lean angles without touching anything down. These tires, although they're sort of set up to be somewhat dual purpose in that they've got quite a lot of edge on them, I suppose, for going on a gravel road, but they've got really big tread patches on them, so the grip in the mountains is pretty stupendous, and this thing will give a sport bike a run for its money any day.